Hello everybody, I am Siphesihle Jwara. I'm standing here on behalf of Mxolisi at Destination Varsity Senior. He is currently at home and he had some commitments to attend to, so I had to stand in for him. He was supposed to be the one who would do this presentation. So he prepared some slides on civil engineering. What is civil engineering? This is a branch of engineering that deals with design, construction, and maintenance of infrastructure in the built environment. Okay, cool. So what are the responsibilities of a civil engineer? Yenzani civil engineer? What do you do as a civil engineer? You have to ensure that the environment that you're working in is safe and you're building structures that are safe, that are also functional. You also have to consider that those structures have to be sustainable. You can't build bridges that will collapse in the next 2 years when their lifespan is maybe like 10 years. They have to be functional, they have to be safe, and you have to consider all those type of things. How do they then do that? As they go to school, they learn mathematics, they learn physics. With physics, you get to learn angles, and mathematics, you get to learn angles as well as material science. So you use that understanding of science to build structures that are sustainable and that are also functional, that comply with everything that is there, like safety regulation and everything. So you also consider something like cost. How do you consider cost? Let's say you want to build a stadium. I'm not making an example of a stadium. Some of you get me, hey? Yeah, let's say you want to build a stadium. You can't tell us that a stadium costed millions where you just it has to, for instance, let's say you're building, let me make a serious example, hey? Say you're building something, eh? So if you're building something, you'll be like, okay, I want to build this, maybe this bridge. Let me make an example with a bridge or a stadium, whatever. If the benefits of building that thing are lower than or are greater than the cost of building that thing, what's the point? What's the point? Because the benefits are lower than the cost. But if the costs are lower than the benefits, then you proceed with the project. So that's what it means by saying they consider things such as cost. And with regards to environmental impact, when you're building something, generally, because they're dealing with like physical structures, generally you have to remove something to build something, right? Either you're removing trees, either you have to disturb some aquatic life when you're building a bridge on top of water. There's a lot that you need to do. But you have to consider that impact. Is it really, really damaging the environment to an extent whereby we might be experiencing global warming because of the infrastructure that you're building? If that's the case, what's the point of proceeding with that? So yeah, that's how they do it. So now, say now you've done your because at UCT, I'm making an example with UCT because Mxolisi attended at UCT. There is like a 4-year program, and also there is a 5-year program. So with the 4-year program, it's more like mainstream. Then 5-year program is more like the extended form of the 4-year program. You do the same thing. It's just that you do it in a bit like elongated term in the 5-year program. In the mainstream program, it's more like shrinked everything all together in a space of 4 years. But I'll discuss that as I go along with this presentation. After that, you can now branch into structural engineering, geotechnical engineering, transport, etc. It's listed here. Look at the slides and do more research. Be like, what is structural engineering? Go online, then you'll see. So you're just giving you a glimpse so that you know what to search for. You get my point, right? Okay, cool. As I said, at the University of Cape Town, this branch of engineering has like 4 or 5 years, depending on which one you want to take. Mainstream, you get more exposed to this once you get into the exact institution. But this is more of a brief exposure. And these are the courses that you get to do in your first year. In the mainstream, you have your chemistry. You might be asking yourself, how is chemistry related to civil engineering? Yeah, you have to do it. It's part of your curriculum. And you also have introduction to engineering. It's listed here. You can also access this information by searching a brochure or a prospectus of the respective institution that you want to go to, right? Because it varies from institution to institution. But in a nutshell, this is what you then do. And also in your second year, this is what you then do. In your third year, this is what you then do. Fourth year, this is what you then do. You get what I'm saying? And in your 5-year program, Some courses, you see that the total number of credits here, it's 104, but this is your first year, right? Let's go to the other one, the mainstream. You see the total number of credits here, it's what? 144. So they reduced the number of credits, okay? But that's a story for another day. Let me browse. You get this in the prospectus of your institution that you want to go to. Now, let's speak about vacation work. You should know that in the civil engineering department, you have to do some vacation work before you graduate. It varies from institution to institution, but generally, it's 3 weeks of site work and 3 weeks. Yeah, but it varies from institution to institution. You need to check with the institution that you're applying to. But at least now we have a nutshell of what civil engineering is. Tango! Bye!